Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's going to be on the movie Flesh-Eating Mothers. This is from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's directed by James Martin. And what this movie is about, it's about this small suburban kind of town in upstate New York, and these mothers are starting to act a little funny here and there, and they start changing into these like cannibalistic, moms that go around. They start trying to eat people, they eat their kids and all that kind of stuff. And the whole thing behind it is pretty crazy. This was a first time watch for me. It came out in 1988 and it's 88 minutes long. And like I said, it's, in this small suburban town, and it's like in upstate New York, and the moms, like, they start turning into cannibals. Now, I don't know if this is a big I don't think this is a big spoiler or anything, but the reason behind it is this venereal disease that's going around, and each one of the mothers is getting affected by it because there's there's things going on behind locked doors that some people don't know about. And that's the one thing about this, that this movie kind of reflects on a few things. One being, like, it's a small town. Usually small towns, everybody knows everybody's business, but, like, who knows what's going on behind locked doors, closed doors. Everybody has their secrets. And also, around this time when this was coming out, they said that, like, in the paper, like, their one inspiration was, this is when AIDS was really big back then. Like, it was like, in all the newspapers, it was the headlines, it was like major. Nowadays, you don't really ever hear about it. Nowadays it's mostly cancer. But back then, when the AIDS, virus and that hit, it was a huge, huge thing back then. It's still big now, but like I said, you don't really hear about it then. But back then it was all over the headlines. And so that's where they got the idea for this movie, that, and like I said, the quietness of the suburban town, like what's really going on behind the doors. And this is it's a low budget movie. They did it on a shoestring budget of $10,000. They made this movie. It's a fun movie. I gotta say, it is a fun movie. It's kind of really ridiculous. There's, the practical effects in it and stuff. There are some things that, like, as a father, I didn't like. There was, like, this little kid, and the mother eats the kid, but you don't see it, at least. But she did. Like, she starts picking him up, and, like, I thought it was a girl at first. Picks him up and starts kissing the head, and then, like, on the ear, and, like, the next thing you know, she's gonna nibble on it. And then the daughter walks in, and she's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" She turns, and her face is all bloody, and I hear, she ate the kid. And it was, like, really sad, because my one son isn't that much older than that kid in the crib, and it's just terrible to see. And then the one mother, who I don't remember her name, but I know she was one of the wives in Goodfellas. I recognize her from that. She ended up eating one of the kids. In fact, it's this kid here. I think his name was Billy. He, like, you don't see him get eaten, but his arm with the baseball glove in it, she's, like, gnawing on that. So it's kind of, like, ridiculous. It's kind of like a trauma type of movie. It's, it's kind of bad but good. The whole thing too, there's this cop who, he saw his wife, the one that was eating the kid with the kid's arm. He ends up, like, killing her, and then they kind of are after him, and he's trying to, like, prove his innocence, and nobody's gonna believe him. But then more stuff starts happening. So there's his story going on, and then there's, like, this whole other thing going on, like why has this all started happening. But it's it's fun. It's pretty crazy. I would watch it again. I enjoyed it. And honestly, the picture of it, quality wise, I thought it was okay. I thought it could be way better. Like, I've seen other movies, especially from Vinegar Syndrome, that it looked better, and I don't know. I just thought it just looked okay to me. I didn't think it was wow or anything, but it almost looked like it was like I don't know, between a DVD and a Blu-ray, like lower quality of a Blu-ray. I don't know. It just didn't look that great to me. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't. But I didn't let that ruin the movie for me. I had fun watching it, and the captions worked well. So there's that. Like I said, the special effects weren't bad. Like they had like their faces after a while they start to change a little bit here and there, and then they got like these sharp teeth, which I'm pretty sure they just kind of like darkened out part of their tooth, well, each tooth, and it made it look like sharp teeth. At least that's what I think it looks like that they did. Either way, it worked, if that's what they did. But there's like 2 times in the movie that they use like a model head, at least that I saw, and one is for one of the mothers. For some reason, she they used it, at her scene, and then toward the end of the movie they used it quite a bit, and it's really kind of like a weird looking thing, but it's funny. And then there's another guy who, it looked awesome. He gets like his nose and like half his face kind of ripped off, and that looked really cool. For I gotta say that effect looked really cool. But most of it's just like here biting here and there, they're tearing flesh, and it looked pretty convincing, I thought. Even cleaned up as much as it is. 2K restoration, and for its North American debut release, I think it's worth picking up. But if you're happy with a VHS copy or DVD, I would say maybe wait till see if something else comes out from like this comes out from somebody else. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but there's really not a ton of special features. There's a couple interviews and stuff, and stuff like that, but there's not a ton, which I don't know why. It's always so it's either loaded with stuff or there's not much. I don't know why. It was kind of upsetting that they didn't get to talk to any of the actors and actresses. They talked to the director, and then they talked to the producer, I believe it was, and they were fine interviews. The director's very kind of strange. He's kind of quiet, and I don't know, just he seems like he didn't really want to talk about the movie that much. Obviously he had to, but it just seems like he was like just didn't want to. I don't know what it was, but at least there's something. Like I always say, at least there's something. It could just be a couple trailers or that or nothing. So, but anyway, that's all I'm gonna say, and I'll show you what's inside here. And here you have the slipcover here, and I do believe their slipcovers are all limited. There's only like so many that they have, and then eventually they'll run out. Right now, depending on when you watch this, it should be pretty good to get them if you want to order. But here's the slipcover here, and I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's Earl Kess that does the artwork. He does artwork for most of their stuff, and it doesn't say on the back, which I think they should add that to every one of them who does the artwork. Like the Arrow ones do, like the artworks by whoever. I think they should do that, but I'm pretty sure it's Earl, because it's the only name I ever really see. But here you got this artwork here, and you just switch it around to Billy on the back on a pan on the stove, which is kind of cool. They bit off more than they could chew. It's pretty cool. I do like it. I think it's cool, but none of the mothers look like this at all. And then this is like kind of raised a little bit. You can see it's a little glossy, and I don't know if you can really see, but like it's like outlined on her, and the blood on her face is kind of shiny as well. You can't really see it that well though. And then you got the fleshy mothers on the side, and that's raised, of course. Same thing on this side, and this too. These are raised, and like I don't know if you can't really tell, but it's like outlined. I don't know how that is. Maybe it's raised, I guess, in a way, but I don't know. And here you have the sleeve, and it is reversible. And on the other side here is this flesh-eating mothers. This is what's on the VHS. I do like this one. Again, none of the mothers look like this. They all look like regular kind of moms from the 80s. Some are hot and some are not. But None of them look like that. None of them are like busty like this. But you know, pretty cool. And you got the font there. I like both fonts. I like that this one's bigger, but you know, I like the colors in that here. I wish this was bigger as well. But since I have the slip cover and you know this is reversible, I'm going to reverse on the case to be this. And there are special features. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. And inside here you have a DVD and a Blu-ray, and obviously you could see two different artworks on them. They're kind of similar, but they're not, because you know, obviously this is a drawing and this is a real picture. So it's cool that there's two different images on there. But the Blu-ray is region A, B, and C. So yeah, all in all, I thought it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It had me laughing at times. The acting is bad at times, but you know, it's fun. And some of the scenes are very cheesy. And like I say, some of the acting is very bad. Especially the one like doctor or something. He's pretty bad. He's a pretty bad actor, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of funny, you know. But it's not. I don't think it's supposed to be funny, but whatever. I still, nonetheless, I enjoyed it, and I'd say it's probably worth picking up. But like I said, the quality of it was just okay for me. I thought it could have been better. I thought the quality could have been better. So maybe somebody will come out there one day and they'll have it, you know, a better quality or even 4K. Because I don't think it being in 4K, say it ever happens, would ruin the effects of this movie. Because this wasn't cleaned up that much, and it didn't ruin anything. And I say that it wasn't cleaned up that much because to me it didn't look like so super, you know, much. That sounded bad. It doesn't sound. It didn't look that much better than a VHS. You know, like DVD, high DVD quality, something like that. You know, I don't know, but it's still probably better than a VHS. I don't know. It's up to you, whatever, however you want to see it. But that's how I saw it. But I am glad I have it, you know, in my collection, and you know, I'll watch it again sometime. I had fun with it. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about this. So that's Flesh Eating Mothers, and give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. If you're interested in this, I'll put a link below where you can check it out. Also, I'll put a link below for the trailer. But like I always say, proceed with caution. There may be spoilers. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.